Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Deva Bhadram Pashe Makshabhir Yajatra Sthirairangai Stuštavansas Tanubi Vyashema Deva Hitam Yadayuhu Sastina Indro Vruddashrava Sastina Pusha Vishwaveda Sastina Starkho Arishtanemi Sastino Brihaspati Dadhatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loud mic बड़ा दो थोड़ा सा लाउड स्पीकर. Okay. We are studying here Prashnopanishad belonging to the Atharva Veda, and we had left one mantra of the answer to the first question. But better we go back to mantra 14. In the mantra 14, Annam vai prajapatihi tato havai tad retaha tasmad ima praja prajayante iti. So Prajapati has been described in various stages. That Prajapati is the year, Prajapati is the month, Prajapati is the day, and now Prajapati is the food. So Prajapati is the food. From it, from food, the Reta, that is the Purusha's semen or Virya, is formed. And from that, children are born. So that was the mantra. So at the end of the Bhashya there, Shankaracharya says that the question was asked, from where this praja is born. So that has been replied in degrees. Prajapati is Rai and Prana. We have said that there is a principle of couple, man and woman, in this world. And it takes various forms. And ultimately, it takes the form of food from which the Reta is born, from which the praja comes. So Acharya says that the question has been answered in this way. Not by this mantra alone. In this way, the question has been answered. Yat prushtam kuto vai praja prajayante iti. What was asked was that from where the praja is born, tad evam Chandra Aditya Mithunadi Kramena. First, moon was the object, sun was the subject. From there, we started by degrees. Ahoratran Tena. It ended with a day, or rather, day and night, as the Prajapati. And then came the Anna. Anna Asruk Reto Dwarena. Anna, blood and Reta. This is the end of that series. Ima praja prajayante iti nirnitam. So this is how the praja is born, has been told. But in the beginning, Acharya has told that in the mind of the questioner, something much more is there. The question as asked has been replied in this fashion. From Surya Chandra to year and month and day and night and food and blood and Reta. But in the mind of the questioner, the question referred to those who combine karma, work, with knowledge or other meditation. What point they reach ultimately? That was in the mind of the questioner. And that will be answered in mantra 15 and 16. So in the mantra 15 we are told, we'll read that again in detail. So the question as asked has been answered in this way, but the mind of the questioner has to be illumined, and that is done in mantra 15 and 16. That also in a particular order. So we read 15 again. Tad ye ha vai tat prajapati vratam charanti te mithunamutpadayante tesham eva esha brahmaloko yesham tapo brahmacharyam yeshu satyam pratishtitam. So, tad means in that way. Tad here means evam. Ye, those. Who those? The grasthas who are doing work. Ha vai, certainly, tat prajapati vratam charanti. What is prajapati vrata? That cohabiting with the wives in the proper time in the night, not cohabiting in the daytime. That is called prajapati vrata. Then charanti, those who do, te mithunam utpadayante. That is what is called the drishya phala. That means what we see is that they give birth to a boy and a girl. In general, may not be particular, but that is what they do. And where they go? Tesham eva esha brahmaloko. Brahmalok is very high. But for them, this is the Brahmaloka. This itself will be called Brahmaloka, the ultimate point which those who do karma and only Prajapati Vrata, that is also a Vrata. They have to live a disciplined life, not Tom, Dick and Harry, mind you. Those who do Vedic rituals and Smriti prescribed works are works which are holy and works which are beneficial to others. In these two ways the work is divided for good people. Either they are worshipping God, either they are saying something which is supposed to be very holy, or they are doing something which is for the public good. So, these are higher people and they get this Brahmaloka. Which Brahmaloka? Pitruloka. Those who do work only, it has been already described that they go to Pitruloka, where virtuous predecessors live. Those virtuous people who are the forefathers of these people, they live there, they also go. So this is called the southern path or Pitruyana path, and they go to, so that is their Brahmaloka. Means that is their ultimate destination. But not anybody. They have a very strict, regulated life. Yesham tapo. They should observe general discipline of life, which is like austerity. Brahmacharya, who have been told that if they follow Prajapati Vrata, that is Brahmacharya for them. They cannot indulge in the sex activity any time as per their will. Then they are not qualified. So it is not only doing rituals, but leading a very disciplined life. So they must be doing brahmacharya. And Yeshu Satyam Pratishritam. Now in the next mantra we shall see that grasthas are not permanently truthful. But unnecessarily they will not speak lies. This is the discipline. The grasthas follow, these virtuous grasthas follow these disciplines, that they have a very regulated life, that is called tapa or austerity, brahmacharya, which is same as the Prajapati Vrata, and relatively speaking, they are truthful in their life. Satyam Pratishritam. The truthfulness is established in their life. They get this Pitruloka, which is the ultimate destination for them. So Acharya says here, tat tatra evam sati. That means in that context, evam sati, because it is like this, ye grahasthaha, ye means grahastha. Ha vaiti prasiddha smarnartho nipato. Vai is certainly, ha means famous, well known that. Tat Prajapatir Vratam, that Prajapati Vrata, what is that Prajapati Vrata? Prajapati Vratam Rito Bharyagamanam. At the proper time to have sexual relation with the wife. Charanti Kurvanti Tesham Drishta Phalamidam. In their life, what is the seen result, outside result? Kim, what is that? Te mithunam putram duhitaram cha utpadayante. They give birth to a son and a daughter. Adrishtam cha phalam. And then what is the result when they die in this life? What is the result not seen in this life? Adrishta phalam. Ishta purta datta karinam. So for those grahasthas who are following Ishta means Vedic rituals, and Purta means what the Smritis have prescribed as digging tanks and wells and creating ghats and roads and public beneficial works, and Datta, and always charitable people. These are the conditions for the virtuous grahasthas, that they must be sharing their wealth with the needy people. So, that is the three conditions. Ishta, Purta, Datta, Karinam. Those who are practicing these three things, the Vedic rituals, which is holy, the Smriti prescribed beneficial works to the society, and charity, philanthropy. These three are the essential duties of a virtuous grahastha. Tesham eva, for them only. Esha Chandramaso Brahmaloka. Because in the previous thing, Chandraloka was described. So, that is Brahmaloka for them. For them only, this only can be used in two places. For them only, and for them this only. For them only, this is the result, and for them only this is the result. So for them only this result. Chandramaso Brahmaloka Pitruyana Lakshano. the path leading to Pitruloka. That is the Brahmaloka for them. Yesham tapaha. Now, three essential things are being told. Prajapati Vratam Charanti has already been told. But now, three, we have seen that Ishtapurta Dattakarinam is there. But along with that, three more things are being told. Tapa Snataka Vratadini. This we did not explain last time. What is Snataka Vrata?
Graduation.
Snatak
Vrata. Oath of graduation.
You have heard this word Snataka? Where? Graduate. Yes. So what is the meaning? From where it has been derived? Only graduates take bath? No. Now, in the ancient times, even some people do practice it today, but the ancient practice. A boy goes to the Guru's house to learn. And at that time, Upanayana ceremony is performed. He is invested with the sacred thread and starts practicing Gayatri Mantra. And in the Guru's house, he has to undergo lot of discipline and hardship. To the extent that the sacred thread is a softer version of that. It was called Munja. Munja is a thorny grass. And that was tied around his waist. So constantly he was pinched. He should not fall asleep in the daytime. So, and he should not look at any girl except the Guru's wife will be their caretaker. So, a lot of discipline, Anushasan, was inculcated on the day they go to Guru's ashrama. And these they have to follow till their education is complete. Now, when the education is complete and they will come back to their house and marry, before that, in Guru's ashrama, a ceremony is made. And that ceremony is called releasing some of the disciplines. Now he's going to marry. So he will not have the same discipline as in the Guru's house. But certain things he must follow, like Gayatri Mantra, and like what we have been described now for a virtuous grasta. So that ceremony was called the Snataka ceremony. A ritual bath. Every day you are taking bath. But that day, special ritual bath, equivalent to convocation. So convocation, you are provided degrees that you are qualified to be members of the society now. That is the meaning of convocation. And so, Samavartana Sanskar. Samavartana, going back, maintaining a lot of discipline, but being released from many disciplines. That is called Snataka. So last time we had not explained that. So Snataka means this. Tapa Snataka Vratadini. Vratadini. That means some other disciplines are there. So Snataka Vrata. Snataka Vrata. That means after that ritual bath, some more disciplines remain. That is Snataka Vrata. So, taking a ceremonial bath, after which certain discipline remains, that is called Snakaka Vrata. Adini. So when he marries and comes to the house, there will be certain more disciplines. So all this is called tapa for them. They are still bound by disciplinary rules. Some are released, some continue after ceremonial bath. Then brahmacharyam. Now we were told Prajapati Vratam means proper time cohabiting with the wife. Now brahmacharyam, he puts negatively. Prutau anyatra maithuna asamacharanam brahmacharyam. Now the word ritu is used here. Above also Rutau was there. Rutau bharyagamanam. In this very bhashya, Prajapati Vratam, Rutau bharyagamanam. So what is this Rutu? In proper time. That means so many things. Well, let you understand this much, that when the woman is having menses, then after that she takes bath, and those 3, 4, 5 days are propitious when sex will result in son or daughter. So anytime, no, these are certain important things, that is why I am telling. In those days, or even now, for the virtuous grahasthas, sex is not a matter of enjoyment alone. Now here so many things, family planning and all that. They were never conceived. Sex means for production, continuation of the human race. As they have told, na Drishyapalam, one son and one daughter they produce. So this is the discipline enjoined on them. That is Prajapati Vratam. Prajapati Vratam does not mean one thing told that daytime it is wrong and night time, but not time, not any time. That is called Rutau. In the, you may translate it, in the fertile period. That is the Rutau. Marya Gamanam. Okay? So, now in Brahmacharyam it is, because Brahmacharyam normally means continence, absence of sexual activity. So, Prajapati Vratam is described like that. But Brahmacharyam should relate to the meaning of Brahmacharyam, literally meaning. So, Brahmacharyam, actually Brahmacharyam has 3, 4 meanings. Huh? What is the main meaning of Brahmacharya? Etymologically, Brahmani charanti iti brahmachari. One who lives and moves and has his being in God, that is brahmachari. Okay. Now the second meaning is all the discipline in the Guru's house, he is called brahmachari. As in Ramakrishna Mission, when you join, you are a probationer, in general you are a brahmachari. So brahmachari means with all the rules and disciplines, including continence in the Guru's house. That is the second meaning of the word brahmachari. And the third meaning of the word brahmachari is continence, non-sexual life. Okay? Now it has to relate to that because brahmachari vratam. So what is that? Rutau anyatra maithuna asamacharanam. Yeah? Understood how it is related to that? That continence except for Rutau Bharyagamanam, because he is the grahastha. Now Satyam, I told this is relative because in the next mantra that will be contradicted. So Satyam means Amrita Varjanam Pratishthit. Amrita Varjanam. Normally, not speaking untruth. Okay? Pratishthritam, all these three, or Satyam Pratishthritam. Yesham Tapo Brahmacharyam. That is over. Yeshu Satyam Pratishthritam. So this Atyam Anruta Varjanam Pratishthritam Avyabhicharitaya Vartate Nityameva. So always, now it is told, let us see in the next mantra. Always truth is established in them. These grasthas will go to Pitrulok. Now we come to the last mantra. Tesham as. What is this? These are short notes. And so, asau, this, that is understood. And for us, Shankar has to explain that. Tesham asau virajo brahmaloko. Hints are there sufficient. Virajo brahmaloko na yeshu jivam anrutam na maya cha iti. So people are separated now. The virtuous grasthas have been told. Tesham means for some other people. Asau, this is the Brahmaloka for them. What is this Brahmaloka? Actual Brahmaloka. Or you may say Devaloka. Virajo Brahmaloko. Unpolluted Brahmaloka. Virajo literally may mean without Rajogun, without impurity. That is Raja. So for them, this is the Brahmaloka without impurity. A real Brahmaloka. For whom? Na yeshu. In whom it is not there. What not there? Jivam, Anrutam, Maya. Untruth is told in three ways. Jivam means what we call kutilata, cunning. Yes, crookedness. So crookedness is not there in them. And Anrutam, untruth is not there. And Maya is not there. Maya means hypocrisy. To appear something outside, being something different inside. So these are the three forms of untruth in practice. That is absent for them, real Brahmaloka. So who are they? Now we divide humanity in several parts. Grasthas, virtuous and non-virtuous. So non-virtuous are not described at all. Somewhere it had come, they go to Hinalokas. Virtuous grasthas with all these disciplines, they go to Chandraloka. Pitruloka, described as Chandraloka. Now, who is left? Brahmacharis, Vanaprasthas and Dandi Swami, sannyasis. You understand now? Now, Brahmacharis are two types. Those who are living in Guru's house, they are called Upakurana Brahmacari. That means later on they are going to marry. They are Brahmacharis temporarily till they are learning. There is another class of Brahmacharis called the Naishthika Brahmacharis. You know some of them? Other than Ramakrishna Mission and those who are copy Ramakrishna Mission. One takes Brahmacharya Diksha to live lifelong as Brahmachari. difference you understand? They do not take sannyas. They do not take formal sannyas. That is called Naishthika Brahmachari. In many sampradayas, you will see they dress in gerwa. They dress just like the sannyasis. You will find the difference by two signs only. There is a tiki and there is a paite. That will tell us they are brahmacharis. But otherwise, cloth will be gerua. Now, in your Sri Ramakrishna's disciples' narration, you might have read many, they Mahanta, Brahmachari Maharaj. So these are Naishthika Brahmacharis. Understood? For example, in the Juni Akhada, a subsection of the Juni Akhada is Panchagni Akhada. There, Ananda, Amuk Ananda Brahmachari. Understood? So, that is the Naishthika Brahmachari. For them, this result. Because these brahmacharis, Adrishtafal will not be told. They are Upakurvan. Afterwards, they are going to become grastas. So, brahmacharis means Naishthika brahmacharis. And Vanaprasthis, in the old system, some people say 75 years of age. No, 50 years of age. But some Shastras say, when the grandson is born, look at his face and quit the house and go to forest. The meaning, implication, social thing, but important from spiritual point of view. And Prashnopanishad is describing all those things. So don't interfere in the life of the sons and daughters. That is Vanaprastha. And live with quite a lot of hardships and quite a lot of discipline. The difference with sannyasi is that wife and husband are together in Vanaprastha. You understand? The relation has changed totally. When they marry, along with the other things, they have the sexual relation. And there's that Prajapati Vratam and Brahmacharyam, all that are told. Now, that relation stops. And the mental involvement has become so much, they live together. I will tell you an incident to you. One dentist in Mumbai. Well, I will try to skip the personal part. He was telling, now somebody, a lady, in a smaller town, was referred to by the lady doctor there. You go to Mumbai and meet such and such dentist. And then her husband brought her there. So the dentist was telling, now the husband is caring so much. Now if the doctors tell him, take her to London, he will take. But when they were young, if they had been told, take him to Mumbai, what is there? In our town doctors are there, he would never have cared for her. That is his observation. You understand? So the mental involvement increases. That is the result of a virtuous grasta. If he has been a virtuous householder and lived roughly 25 years or whatever, as I told you, up to the grandson is born. Up to that, if he has lived virtuous life, then this much evolution is expected, that now he will not indulge in sex with wife. But they will live together, complementary to each other, both of them together will. If you read Bhagavata Puran and the Uddhav Gita, there so many rules are prescribed for them, just like the Dandi Sannyasis. Bhiksha, what is fallen on the street, so many things are prescribed. Collect grains which are fallen on the street. Anyway, that much should suffice for you. Anyway, so this is called Vanaprastha Ashram. And historical example, if you want, after the Mahabharata war, Kunti has already lost her husband. And she has struggled so much throughout her life. And now is the time when her sons have become kings, she can enjoy, live peacefully. The other couple, Dhritarashtra and Gandhari, Pandavas are treating them with great respect and love. But now they want to go to forest. And Kunti goes with them. And there some mishap happens, some fire takes place and they get burned there. But that is Vanaprastha. Gandhari is going with Dhritarashtra. And Kunti, in the absence of her husband, she is also going with them. So that is the historical example of this Vanaprastha. Okay. Then
Maharaj, any categorization for brahmacharis who are taking sannyas? Any categorization for brahmacharis who are...
What is it? Pass vakya bolo.
Those who take those who take sannyas after brahmacharya, what are they called?
Oh, okay. Now, that we find only in Jabal Upanishad. This was the regular course for people. That means they are expected to evolve like that. And if they have not sufficient vairagya, they should follow this. The other was called alternate choice. Alternate choice, you write down a sentence from Jabal Upanishad. Yad hareva virajet, yad ahareva virajet, tad ahareva pravrajet. Gruhi va vani va. Now the question has been asked, what about those who become sannyasis directly from brahmacharya ashram? About them, I am telling what Jabal Upanishad has mentioned. Yad areva virajet, the moment, the day you get vairagyam. The day you get vairagyam, tad hareva pravrajet. That day you become a sannyasi. Gruhi va vani va, brahmachari va. That means whether you are a gruhi or vani, quit that moment and go to forest. Okay? Not forest. Take to walking. Pravrajet means wandering. Don't stay in a place more than 3 days. Wandering. Sannyasi. You understand now? Huh? Those who have sufficient vairagyam before completing their brahmacharya or after completing the brahmacharya. Instead of marrying, they go to sannyas. Having married, if they get vairagyam, let them quit. Being vani with the wife, But if they get sufficient vairagyam, let them become sannyasi. So that was told as in the alternative course. Okay, your question is replied?
Is there a name? Is there a name for that?
Huh?
Like Naishthik Brahmacharya, Naishthik Brahmachari. Is there a name for this?
Paramount sannyasi. I told the previous sannyasis are called Dandi Swamis. You understand that? Have you seen Dandi Swami?
They carry a
No, Shankaracharya and his disciples are described with the Danda. I can never understand that. You see, at the time of investiture with sannyas, the Guru gives us a staff. Yeah? And the staff represents rules which we must follow rigidly as a sannyasi, because he has not got that much vairagya. As a social rule, he has been asked to become a sannyasi. So he has to follow very hard disciplines, to the extent that some of us become charmed seeing that. See how much discipline they are following. Are you are supposed to be having vairagya, no rule for you. So we are called Paramahansa sannyasis. What we do then? We accept that stuff. Then go to Ganges and give that staff to Mother Ganges. You take our staff. We don't want. That is how we become Paramahansa. But these people, they must carry this staff. And they must keep this staff in this way, that way, so many things are there. And where they should take Bhiksha. Just now I was describing the Bhagavad. So many rules are there for them. So they are called Dandi Swamis, sannyasis with this staff. Another name for that is Ashram sannyasi. We are a peculiar mixture now. We live in ashramas. Paramahansa sannyasi is always described as parivrajak. Anyway, that brings many questions as you asked. Why we live in ashramas? You tell me now.
So that we can spend time in meditation and something.
Two things are there. One is life with the Guru. But the more important point is that we have taken up Karma Yoga as our main means of sadhana. And we cannot do karma without doing collectively. You understand? Good of the world, Atmano Mokshartham Jagad Hitaya cha, the Jagat Hita, individually you cannot accomplish. One of our revered Swamis, Niramayanandaji, used to say we are half householders. He had devised a name for that. We are establishmentarians. You understand? We are an establishment. We have a common cooking. So that entails upon us certain rules. You understand that? So the Paramahansa, what are the rules for the Paramahansa?
Wondering, no.
He has no rule. That is his rule. Understood? Shastras tell us that in the Bhiksha, if you get non-vegetarian food, you must accept that. No choice. Yadricha labh. This orthodoxy is post-Buddhistic. Buddha himself, what he did, you know that? Buddha was a sannyasi. He was invited by a chandala. And it was known that he will feed him with what is called pork. And his disciple, and he was already old and he was suffering from stomach problems. So his pet disciple Ananda told him, don't go, Maharaj, don't go. He said, he has invited me, I will go, knowing the consequences. So he ate that, whatever he gave. It resulted in his stomach problem going to the extreme, and then he left his body. You understand? So that is the Parama Sannyasi. Brahmana. He is called Brahmana. How will Brahmana live? Ye nasyat te nasyat. He will live as he lives. No rules. In our book presently which we are reading, that Upadesh Shastri, we meet with this every point, every shloka. The Upadesh Shastri tells us, if we think that there is any rule, we are not Brahmajnas. You understand? So, that is the life. There is a name for that also. I told one name, Paramahansa Sannyasi. Atyashrami. The Dandi Swami is a popular name. Their name is Ashrami Sannyasi. In the Shata Upanishad, this teaching was given by Shata Rishi to Atyashramis, who have real Vairagya. So why there are rules? In our mission, there was a Swami Shuddhanandaji, Swami Vivekananda's disciple. And he was very much in favor of rules. Now you have a booklet called Mutt Rules. He insisted on Swami Vivekananda, please make some rules. And Swami Vivekananda immediately replied, rules are for going beyond rules. Remember this. And then he dictated some rules. Understood? This is real sannyas. So we are together because we adopted, along with the harmony, karma yoga as one of the main means. And karma, good of the people, cannot be achieved by individuals. But those high people, they do. Nirgunupasaka sarva bhuta ite rata, Gita will tell us. But in order to accomplish work, we are together and we have to follow certain disciplines. So we are half of this and half of that. Okay? Replied all questions of yours? So now we are going to Naishthika Brahmacharis, Vanaprasthis, and Ashrama Sannyasis or Dandi Samis. Their life is different from the virtuous Grasthas. Tesham Asau Virajo Brahmaloka. They are getting this untarnished Brahmaloka, real Brahmaloka. Viraja, it will appear without Rajogun. But Raja means dust. Viraja means without dust, without polluted, without pollution, without impurity. That type of Brahmaloka is for them. No yeshu jivam. who have no crookedness in them, who have absolutely no untruth in them. You have no kapatacharan in them, hypocrisy in them. So they are the Naistik Brahmacharis, Vanaprasthis and Dandi Sannyasi. About sannyasi, in the first question, the topic will not come. You understood? That I told you in the beginning, that first three questions and the replies relate to what you call the Brahmalokagamis, Saguna Brahma Upasakas. And the Nirguna Brahma Upasakas will come in question 4, 5 and 6. Shankaracharya himself will tell at the beginning of fourth question. So these 6 people were, they took the Sagun Brahma as the ultimate, and the search for the Nirguna had entered them. But even then, the Saguna Brahma practices should become firm, then we talk of the Nirguna Brahma. So that is being described. And that is how this first question came. Sannyasi is not concerned with how people are born. So the first question was about Brahmaloka, Devaloka. How do people who combine their virtuous work with meditation, that was asked. And that is being described. So the question was literally how people are born. That was replied up to 14 in gradations. And in 15, we were told that the ultimate result of work, we are to be told result of work with meditation. But for that, 15 told us result of work only. Because all these replies are always graded. You cannot understand sudden jumping. You have to understand by steps only. So 15 came. And so now the final answer is in 16. That they have doing work. These 3 people, Naistik Brahmacharis, Vanaprasthis, Sannyasi. But they have combined that with meditation. And another fun we'll meet with is that what you get by karma and meditation, you can get by meditation only. When the mind becomes strong, Upasana itself will give you that result which you will get by karma plus meditation. Vanaprasthis, where will they do your karma? But their mind has become strong. So they are doing mental upasana and getting the same result. Dandi Swamis, Naistik Brahmacharis. That is what is described. These are the results of karma plus upasana, but obtainable directly by upasana also. Okay? For that, these are the conditions. Huh? Now let us read Shankar's commentary. I thought we will go to the next mantra today. Yastu punar aditya upalakshita uttarayana pranatma bhavo virajaha so tesham aso virajo. He is introducing this in contrast with the previous one. Aditya upalakshita. That means which was indicated by Surya Loka. Uttarayana. Northern path has been described. Shukla Paksha and all that was told. Pranatma Bhavo. Prana is Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is myself. That is Pranatma Bhava. Viraja, Shuddho. So for them, unpolluted means pure. No Chandra Brahmalokavad Rajasvalo. Chandralok also was called Brahmalok. But that is a polluted Brahmalok. Enjoyment in Pitrulok. So that is pollution. This word Rajaswala, you know where it is used? For a woman having menses, she is called Rajaswala. But here the Loka is called Rajaswala. Unpolluted. Vruddhi Kshayadi Yukto. And there this waxing and waning is there. Also, so Aditya Upalakshita Uttarayana, no this. Not this Pitruloka, Chandraloka, polluted Brahmaloka, but Aditya Upalakshita Viraja Brahmaloka, Asau, Tesham, it is for them. Kesham iti uchyate, for whom? Yatha Grahasthanam, you see now, Satya was Pratishtita was told. Yatha Grahasthanam, Aneka Viruddha Samvyavahara Prayojanavatvat Jivam Kautilyam Vakrabhavo Avashyam Bhavi Tatha Na Yeshu Jivam. In Grahastha's life, in actual behavior, so many contradictory situations will be together. He is describing. Samvyavahara Prayojana Vatvat. Because the householder is with this type of behavioral prayojan, that he is meeting with so many contradictory situations. Jivam means kutilata, crookedness, vakrabhavo, avashyam bhavi. He becomes absolutely necessary. Tatha na yeshu jivam. Like that, the jivam is not in them. Yathacha grahasthanam, again, krida narmadi nimittam andrutam avarjaniyam. While playing, you do take recourse to telling lies sometimes. Deceit is always practiced. What is your cricket? He feels the ball will come like this, and the ball you are disguised, and then only you get the wicket. So in play, this is and narmadi. What is narma? Joking, humor. In games or in play, or Shankara has given very practical details, or in jokes, andrutam avarjaniyam. Untruth cannot be given up. Tatha na yeshu tat. But in Naistik Brahmachari, Vanaprasthita and sannyasi, it is not necessary. Occasion is not there. Tatha maya, grasthanam eva nayeshu vidyate. What is maya? Maya nama bahir anyatha atmanam prakashya anyatha eva karyam karoti sa maya mithyachara rupa. Outside he shows himself as different and his work is different. That mithyachara means hypocrisy is called maya. Because maya is called magic also, maya is called ignorance also, but here maya means this. Maya ityom adayo dosha yeshu adhikarishu maya ityadi, these faults. Yeshu adhikarishu, those who are fit for that. Fit for what? Brahmachari vanaprastha bhikshishu. Naishtika brahmachari, vanaprasthi and bhikshu means ashrama sannyasis or dandi swamis. Nimitta bhavat. There is no occasion, there is no need there. Then why should they practice this? Na vidyante. So it is not in them. Tat sadhana nurupena eva. So that is their sadhana. free from all this. Tesham aso virajo brahmaloka. For them, this is the unpolluted brahmaloka. Iti esha jnana yukta karmavatam gati. So this is people who follow expansion of their knowledge or meditation with karma. Purvaktastu brahmaloka kevala karminam chandra lakshana iti. So previously the brahmaloka told was for only karmis, and that was moon, chandraloka. So this completes the answer to the first question. Comprehensive answer, and we tried to understand in that way. Now, good that I remember. Some announcement is there. Now, puja holidays will be there. So we will miss 2 Wednesdays for our class. The next Wednesday, 28th of September, is Navaratri. And 5th of October is Vijayadashmi. So we are missing these 2 classes. The next class on Prashnopanishad will be on the 12th of October, Wednesday. Okay? I made it clear? Due to puja holidays, we will miss 2 Wednesdays for our class, and the next class will be second mantra. That answer will be on the 12th of October. Okay? Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Deva Bhadram Pashem Akshabhir Yajatra Stirai Rangai Stushtavansa Stanubhi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vruddashrava Swastina Pusha Vishwaveda Swastina Starksho Arishtanemi Swastino Brahaspatir Dadhatu Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanam.